So here we are, and today is no ordinary day cause this is the Cell Saga update, and that means that the goat is here also, not this one. So we are eating good this update. Alright, so let me actually stop yapping, and let's jump into this video. Alright, here are the new units, so let's just summon already. We've got Cell. Now let's get Goku. Let's see if the pity will give us Goku. Alright, so I decided to stop summoning because getting 3 cells back to back isn't funny. Nah bro, this insect does so much damage. It's half of my maxed out Kenpachi and he is not even evolved. Alright, so now we are gonna do the story. And why are we fighting that villain from One Punch Man? But dripped out? Alright, one more act and story done. Not gonna lie, if you guys don't have any shield breaker unit, you might as well pack it up because this boss has like 40 shields. Alright, so I heard in order to get Gohan, you must go to the story mode, Act 5, and find him near the basketball court. And here you have to accept his quest, which is pretty hard, but it's a secret unit. So Goku was on the banner again, so I decided to summon on him. And guess what happened? Finally, we got Goku. Alright, so now let's check the quest. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not reading all that. So the first quest that we are gonna do is Evolve Cell. And all we need is his Evo item, which we can get by completing his trial. Alright, we've got it. But before we evolve him, we need to get better stats. Because they do not look good. I think this should be good. Alright, so now that we got Cell first quest is completed, so I decided that I'm not gonna do Cell Showcase yet just because I want to do the showcase with Gohan. Since we got the first quest, we might go for the clear 150 waves with Goku and Cell, because you guys know we can do 2 in 1. Alright, so it turned out we need to evolve Goku as well. Alright, we've got his item. Now let's evolve Goku. We don't have enough gold. Alright, let's evolve Goku. Now we can do the 150 waves quest. Wave 162 should be enough, right? Now onto the hardest part, collect 350 mechanical scrap. Yeah, this is gonna take a long time. So we get average 36 scraps per run. So it will take us like 10 runs if my math is correct. Which is pretty crazy, but considering all things it's fine. So now I'm just gonna grind it for a bit and I will be back when I get the 350 scraps. Alright, so I'm back and we got the 350 scraps for the quest. But the amount of suffering collecting this 350 metal scraps gave me is... So yeah, now let's do the tournament quest. So here's the team that I cooked up. Alright, so now let's do the quest. This low-key looks easy. Yeah, bro, this was in fact not easy. I take my words back, it's not easy. Alright, so now all that's left is complete Prodigy's trail and we get Gohan. So let's do it. Alright, so I think this should be it. No. He got out of range. Alright, finally we've done it. Now all that's left is to claim the reward, and we finally can get Gohan. There we go, we got him. No way you can do this quest again, and I'm not planning on doing that. Oh, no. So we need his Evo item and some red sprites. Alright, now let's do his trial. Okay, we got his item now. It's time to evolve him. Here are Gohan best equipments. Alright, so now let's do the showcase. So Cell is kind of gimmicky unit, so I'm just going to explain what he does. So basically, he is a transforming unit which copies 50% of your highest damaging unit. After every 50 kills, he spawns an android boss after he defeats it. He becomes semi-perfect Cell and then perfect Cell. For example, if I place Kenpachi, he does 50% of his base damage, and when I max him out, he does 50% to... Basically, you just need to place a unit in his range so he can copy their damage. Alright, so now let's transform Cell. So on his first transformation, he gains a new ability, Generic Duplication, which works like a little clone that does 1,600 damage and buffs other units' damage by 10%. He now also applies Slow and Stun. Now onto his final form. He gains a new ability, Bio Reset, which reverts him back into his imperfect form in exchange for 1% damage buff, which is capped at 15%. Not gonna lie, this ability is kind of mid. Now it's time for the GOAT. Alright, let's upgrade him. So at upgrade 3, he turns into Super Saiyan. At upgrade 4, he gets a new attack, Light Rays. So on upgrade 5, he unlocks a new passive, which is basically a rage bar that fills up when he attacks the enemies. And once the bar is filled up, he transforms into Super Saiyan 2 and buffs his damage by 35%. So on upgrade 7, he gains a new attack, Destructive Punches. He also gains a new ability, Father-Son Kamehameha. In order to use it, you have to aim where you want the beam to go, and it will deal 75% of this unit damage every second. Alright, so now let's go on to the conclusion and rating. Alright, so for me this update was done pretty well. Especially that I'm a fan of Dragon Ball. And I know what some of you guys think when you hear Dragon Ball. Polls that make absolutely no sense whatsoever. And yeah, I have to agree, because some of Dragon Ball fans share one brain cell with the polls. But that's beside the point. I'm not trying to glaze, but for me this update was solid. 8.9 out of 10. So what I'm trying to say that this update was fire, and I hope they keep cooking more of updates like this. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, Jesus loves you, and peace.